Which football greats have had a long-lasting influence on the beautiful game? Welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the best players from every decade in football history. Throughout the decades, the world of football has witnessed some exceptional talent that has elevated the sport to new heights. From dazzling dribbling skills to clinical finishing, these players have amazed us with their abilities and have become legends in their own right. But who are the players who have etched their names in the history of the sport and left an indelible mark on the world of football? Let's take a journey through time and discover the best player from each decade. 1930s Joseph Bican. Joseph Bican passed away in 2001, but this year, Cristiano Ronaldo broke his record to become the all-time leading scorer in football. The fact that Bican's record endured for such a long time after his birth in what was then Austria-Hungary in 1913 merely goes to demonstrate how good he was. In the 1930s, Bican was among the top players in the world. It's difficult to determine exactly how many goals he scored. Numerous sources state that it was 759. FIFA asserts that it was 805. Regardless of the precise number, Bican was a phenomenon because he could score any style of goal and was strong, quick, and a natural finisher. 1940s Stanley Matthews. One of England's best footballers is Stanley Matthews. The ball was at the feet of the wing wizard, who was a magician. The Second World War interrupted football in the 1940s. Matthews served in the RAF and the war cost him his career from the age of 24 to 30. In 1946, when football was once again played, Matthews intended to make up for a lost time. Amazingly, he continued to play football professionally until the age of 50, true to the game's legend, Stanley Matthews. 1950s Alfredo Di Stefano. Alfredo Di Stefano was one of the best football players the world has ever seen, so don't let the black and white photos mislead you. In 1953, Di Stefano joined Real Madrid. Los Blancos wouldn't be the current global powerhouses they are without him. As Madrid prevailed, Di Stefano was the star performer. He won 5 straight European Cups from 1956 and 1960. He is typically categorized as a forward, but labels can be misleading. Born in Argentina, Testafino was such a versatile football player that he could play in defense, midfield, and attack simultaneously. 1960s Pele. Pele won the World Cup for the first time in 1958, again in 1970, and again in 1962 before suffering an injury in the second match. Despite Brazil's failure to advance past the group stage in 1966, Pele was unquestionably at the height of his abilities. The number of goals the king of Brazilian football scored in the 1960s is a topic of discussion now since he is occasionally made fun of. However, if you ask anyone who played with or against Pele in the 1960s, they'll tell you just how brilliant he was. A talent like Pele's cannot be quantified. 1970s Johan Cruyff. Has a football player ever been cooler than Johan Cruyff? The Dutch legend was fashionable both on and off the field. He was a footballer of the highest caliber and is still remembered as a legendary figure. Cruyff was such a sharp athlete in his day that he contributed to the creation of the total football system used by Ajax and Holland in the 1970s. His goals, inventiveness, and general brilliance helped Ajax win 3 European championships during that decade. He also scored as the Netherlands advanced to the 1974 World Cup final. Cruyff was the only player to have won 3 Ballon d'Or awards in the 1970s. 1980s Diego Maradona. It is now clear how much Diego Maradona meant to football fans around the world by observing the response to his passing. El Diego performed in the 1970s and 1990s, although his prime years were the 1980s. At the 86th World Cup, when he led Argentina to victory and scored the century goal against England, he had his best moment. In 1984, Maradona moved from Barcelona to Napoli. It was a bit of a gamble because, by the time Diego left, Napoli had already won the series twice. There isn't another way to put it. 1990s Ronaldo. The 2002 saw Ronaldo win the World Cup and score all 104 of his Real Madrid goals. But nothing compared to the R9 of the 1990s. He acquired the moniker at that time. Fantastic. Ronaldo was perhaps the best adolescent player in football history when he scored 54 goals in 57 games for PSV. He made his name known to the world. He combined speed, strength, and skill even better at Barcelona. In his one season at the club, the Brazilian rearranged everything. He continued frightening defenders while at Inter before leading Brazil to the 1998 World Cup final. With a severe knee injury that would impact him for the rest of his career, Ronaldo's decade came to an unfortunate conclusion. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo played in the 2010 seconds. How could we possibly divide them too? The 2010 seconds are defined by the competition between Messi and Ronaldo, and from 2009 to 2010 and from 19 to 20 it is hard to choose between the two. Together, Messi and Ronaldo scored more than 1,000 goals for clubs. No one will be able to erase the memory of Messi and Ronaldo's brilliance in the 2010 seconds, even though their careers are nearing an end. Messi and Ronaldo are 2 of the greatest players of all time, and we might never see anything like them again. And there you have it, a journey through the decades of football and a look at some of the greatest players in the history of the sport. These legends have left an indelible mark on the world of football and have set new standards of excellence for future generations to follow. We hope this has been an enjoyable and informative trip down memory lane for you. If you like this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more engaging content from us.